Last week, we told you about a new virus outbreak in China. Over the weekend, more reports have come in. The virus has spread beyond China. It is not a new disease. It is not a new virus. Yet the world is nervous because it feels like déjà vu. This is exactly how it played out 5 years back. We were all putting on our masks. Experts and celebrities were teaching us how to wash our hands properly. Social distancing was a life-saving strategy, because a virus from Wuhan in China had spread across the globe and led to total shutdown. And now, China is dealing with another virus outbreak. It is called HMPV, the Human Metapneumovirus. It's not as dangerous as the Wuhan virus, but experts are recommending the very same precautions as more cases are being reported from other parts of Asia, including Malaysia, Hong Kong, and even India. We don't have the latest numbers from other places, but we can tell you that India has 3 confirmed cases. All 3 are infants. 2 cases were detected in Bengaluru, which is India's IT hub. The third was found in Ahmedabad.
Guys, do you remember COVID-19? That's how it started. It was just 1 case, 2 cases, 3 cases, 1 country. I did say I was going to do a second video or subsequent video on this particular HMPV outbreak. And now India has now confirmed their first cases of the virus, 3 cases. We don't know whether any other country or countries have detected cases, or they can even test the cases, which is the issue that COVID had that time. The good news is that they're saying it's not as serious at the moment, but they're also saying that the symptoms are very similar. If you remember, it was cough, it was sore throat, it was sneezing, and then fevers, etc., etc. And no 2 people had the same symptoms. Let's keep watching.
Capital of the western state of Gujarat. It is not clear how these children got sick. None of them has a flying history. These children have not traveled anywhere, and yet they tested positive. How did that happen? Because, like I said, HMPV is not a new virus. It has been around for decades. The first case was officially reported in the year 2001 in the Netherlands. That's where HMPV was first identified. And since then, scientists have seen a pattern. They say an HMPV outbreak is quite common during winter. It's quite similar to the flu. In fact, the symptoms are almost the same. Patients with HMPV experience cold-like symptoms like a runny nose or a cough and a sore throat. They could even develop a fever in extreme cases. The fact is, most children get HMPV before they turn 5. That is what doctors say. It is that common. Then why is this year's outbreak raising an alarm? Because of the scale, also because it's happening in China, which is infamous for hiding more than it shares. So the world is worried if there's more to the story. Also, like I said, the caseload in China is pretty high. We've shown you these pictures before. These are from Chinese hospitals. They appear packed. Patients are waiting for treatment in masks. Some are walking around with IV lines. These are believed to be HMPV patients. I must repeat, we've not been able to confirm this independently, but these videos are strikingly similar to what we saw during the pandemic. During the Wuhan virus outbreak 5 years back, China downplayed it. And now it is doing the same with HMPV. How many patients are in hospital? How many of them are serious? How widespread is China's outbreak? Is this a new strain of the old virus? We don't know. China has not released any data whatsoever. All we know is that cases are rising in northern China. In fact, Beijing did release a statement, but it does not even refer to HMPV. It is quite generic and vague. China says respiratory infections are common during winter and that this year's caseload is small. Even if that's true, the world deserves transparency. China must share the data it has, even if this is a mild outbreak, as they like to put it. Because HMPV targets the most vulnerable parts of our population. Most patients fall in 3 categories: the children, the elderly, and patients with compromised immune systems. Also, the treatment is not straightforward. There are no vaccines or antiviral drugs for HMPV. Patients are simply treated for their symptoms. In severe cases, they may develop complications. It could turn into bronchitis or pneumonia. They may require oxygen support or even a ventilator to survive. Most patients may not develop such a severe infection because this virus has been around for decades, so it is assumed that most of us have some sort of immunity against it. But if the pandemic has taught us anything, it is this: any large outbreak can overwhelm health systems. So vigilance is key.
Yeah, she is right. Vigilance is key. And because of the scale of COVID, it's wise not to take precautions. It's wise to take precautions rather. And it's wise to over panic and over worry than to think, it's not this, it's going to blow over a few weeks and everything's going to be done. So she is right. And India and any other country should really be on, on guard on this one. We'll keep watching and see how this unfolds. Let's watch the end of the video and I'll close out.
China has asked its citizens to take precautions. Its neighbors Cambodia and Taiwan have stepped up surveillance. In India too, multiple states have issued advisories.
Health experts have clarified that HMPV virus is not a new virus. The health systems and surveillance networks of the country remain vigilant, ensuring the country is ready to respond promptly to any emerging health challenges. There is no reason to worry.
Indian authorities say there is no need for alarm. You just heard from the health minister himself. And the health ministry has issued a statement. It said that they're monitoring the situation. They're also receiving timely updates from the World Health Organization. So far, there has been no major spike in infections. Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, just closing out on this one. So what is HMPV? HMPV stands for Human Metapneumovirus. It's a respiratory virus that can cause mild to severe respiratory illnesses in individuals of all ages. It was first identified in 2001, but it's believed to have been circulating in humans for several decades prior to this. It belongs to the same family of viruses as RSV and measles. HMPV causes symptoms similar to those of other respiratory viruses, including runny or stuffy nose, cough, fever, sore throat, shortness of breath, and wheezing. In severe cases, particularly in older adults, young children, and people with weakened immune systems, it can lead to bronchitis or pneumonia. It is spread through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It can also spread by touching contaminated surfaces and then touching the face, nose, or mouth. Who's at risk? Young children, especially infants under 2 years old, older adults, especially those with chronic health conditions, and immunocompromised individuals who are people with weakened immune systems who are at greater risk of severe illness. How can it be prevented? Similar to COVID. Frequent hand washing, avoiding close contact with sick individuals as if you know they have it, cleaning and disinfecting frequently touched surfaces, covering coughs and sneezes. Who remembers this back in the day? There's no specific antiviral treatment for HMPV. Management involves rest fluids, over-the-counter medications to relieve symptoms like fever and congestion. I'm just going to wrap this up here. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.